This episode is brought to you by the fine folks at Babylon Burning. Babylon Burning is a 50-year-old legacy screen printing business located in the heart of San Francisco's South of Market district. They specialize in high-quality custom screen printing that's built to last. For 5 decades, they've been putting ink to fabric, working hands-on with beloved SF institutions like Rainbow Grocery, the Balboa Theater, and SF MoMA to produce custom merchandise people love to wear, collect, and proudly show off. 2026 marks 50 years of keeping this well-oiled machine running strong. To celebrate this incredible milestone, longtime owner Mike Lynch has extended an open invitation to the public for an all-day 50th anniversary party on Friday, March 13th. Bring a shirt to print, dance a little, raise a glass, swap stories, and help celebrate a shop that's been keeping San Francisco weird, loud, and well-dressed since day one.
I was always interested in media and curious about how other people lived, and zines, are very personal in nature. I had a bunch of friends who were local, in the Riot Grrrl scene.
That was San Francisco's Toshio Meronek. I'm Jeff, and this is Storied San Francisco, a show about the artists, activists, and working people who make this city unlike any other in the world. Just a quick reminder that Storied SF has a fiscal sponsor, Independent Arts and Media. That means that if you're inclined and able, you can donate at any level, $1, $5, $100, to help us pay for production costs, and your donation is tax deductible. Click the donate button on our homepage, storiedsf.com, for more information. In this episode, part 1 of 2, meet and get to know Toshio. I only learned their name recently, but I started following San Francisco a few years ago. I loved what Toshio brought to my otherwise often bleak timeline. Amazing analysis of what I like to call the fuckery around these parts. If you're not already, follow San Francisco and become even more well-informed about your city. We begin their story with how their parents met. Here's San Francisco's Toshio Meronek.
Yeah, in my case, I don't know that it's that out of the ordinary. They met at a bar.
That's okay. Oh, no, I love that.
In LA.
Love that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess people don't go out to bars as much as I understand today in 2026. So,
this is an actual bar, with people that also isn't digital. It's not an app.
Correct.
It's a bar with a bartender and probably some seats and some drinks and things like that.
Totally.
Maybe a jukebox even.
Maybe, yeah. Pre-grinder. I mean, my parents, I don't know, I don't have a lot of the details. As somebody who does a podcast, one would think that I would have asked a few more questions.
We'll do that for the follow-up episode that we do.
Sounds great.
Get your mom and dad's story, yeah.
Awesome.
Do you know when, roughly a decade or an exact year that they met?
It was shortly before they moved to Germany, and then they conceived me and came back to the U.S.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's super interesting. But what?
Oh.
70s, 80s?
Yeah, I'm 82 is when I was born.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm 43 now.
Yeah, I think I saw that on one of your many appearances on Patreon or one of the things. I saw that you had just turned 40. So congratulations on that.
I made it.
Okay, so take us from the bar. You said in LA. What were they doing in Germany?
My dad got a job out there. Yeah, and I think they wanted to experience something different. My dad still retains some of the German language.
Okay.
Working for Siemens, which I don't know how big they are here anymore.
Yeah, I know that they were correct me if elevators or something? Like what? They're
Yeah,
big
like
machines?
industrial technology of some sort.
Right, right.
Yeah, I don't know too much about it.
All
This is
good?
another
All
area,
good? Yeah.
yeah, where I should look into it a little bit deeper.
But they went to Germany, and then was it like, oops, we're having a
Oh,
baby?
that's not the way that they have explained it. But yeah, they ended up having me. I'm the eldest child, and they decided to come back to the U.S. and raise me back in Southern California, where I was born.
Okay. And so most people, there might be someone out there. I don't like to be, I don't like to generalize too much, but like most people don't remember their birth. So we'll just move on past that. But
Cool.
like what are some of your early SoCal memories?
I mean, loathing the heat.
Oh yeah, it gets hot down there. Yeah,
Totally.
yeah.
Yeah, like much prefer it up here. And I ended up going to college in Portland, Oregon, because I just imagined it, and in part just because I imagined it as having like very different weather,
Okay.
very
Fair.
an uninteresting reason probably to move somewhere. But yeah, I wanted to get out of Orange County.
What kind of things were you into as a kid down in SoCal?
The first thing that comes to mind is like zines. I
Making
had,
them or
yeah,
Oh.
yeah, and collecting them.
Yes.
I still have some of them, maybe not from high school, but I was always interested in media and like curious about how like other people lived, and zines, are very personal in nature. I had a bunch of friends who were like local, like in the like Riot Grrrl scene
Yeah,
in Orange
yeah,
County,
yeah.
which
Oh,
came kind of
wow.
late to Orange County, but
But I would think
nonetheless,
nonetheless powerful there, right? It's like there's more of a need for it there.
yeah, I guess you could say that for sure. Yeah,
I'm
it
also
was
steeped in Riot Grrrl, like,
Cool.
but from the more like from the early '90s.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this was like late '90s. Took a minute to get to seep into Orange County, but finally made it. And yeah, I mean, zines were very of the moment. I had a couple zines. Like I don't. Actually, I do have a copy of like
Yes.
one of the zines.
We'll get pictures of that for
Yeah,
yeah.
But one, yeah, sorry.
No. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I was a nerd. I was very nerdy into like sci-fi and fantasy. I was into D&D.
From a young age,
Yes.
would you say? Like, but maybe before zine life took off.
Yeah, like junior high. Well, kind of all happened at the same time as like what I'm remembering as early like formative things to get me to where I am today, I suppose.
Yeah.
Like, and podcasting and interested in like ways of communicating and like different mediums to try to get points across. And my first experiments were with zines, I would say, like 13, 14.
Yeah, so that puts us kind of in the mid to late '90s. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always liked because you're not too young to not know what Kinko's is. That came out in a really weird way.
Of course, I know
you know
Kinko's.
what Kinko's is.
Yeah.
But I feel like
Now
not long
FedEx
after you were
office.
doing this is probably when a lot of stuff switched to just like computers and whatever, right?
Totally.
But were you using Kinko's to make your zines?
I
How are you
I
making them?
definitely I spent some time at Kinko's for sure. Now FedEx office.
Which I refuse to call it that. I have one in
no,
my neighborhood.
no
I'm
one
like,
calls it that. Yeah,
no, it's
yeah.
just Kinko's.
Yeah. But I also like I got to the point where I was like needing to print stuff on like newsprint and stuff. So like you send it in and they do the magic and it comes back to you and you have a lot of copies to distribute to your friends or wherever.
What made young Toshio want to print on newspaper? Because that's like, where did you get that idea from?
Yeah, I mean, I was I was just curious about how publishing worked, how to spread information was like at its base, like now what I recognize it as. I think I wasn't like thinking so big picture at that point in time.
Yeah. Were you trying to be different or like or cool or?
Yeah, I was trying to like be what I figured was like probably the establishment. I was like, what will make people take me seriously?
Okay.
As somebody who is making media, which is not the point of, I think, zine culture is not like to try to impress like the people who are in charge of the publishing industry or anything, but there was some of that at that was kind of pushing me to.
I'm gonna say in hindsight, that's smart though. Also, right? Because when you make stuff, you want it to get out there. You want it to be, I hate the word consumption, but like you want people to read it or listen to it or take something from it, and like choosing the medium is pretty dang important. And you were doing that at a young age.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's smart.
I used to journal a lot, but at the same time, like I never really identified as like one of those people who's like, I just make art for my own purposes, or like I don't want anyone to see what I'm making. Like right. that never really gelled with my mind. Like I was always trying to make something that would communicate something to other people.
So when you said Riot Grrrl, going back a little bit now, was would you say it was an influence?
Yeah,
like you were
punk.
Yeah. So the zines, both that you were reading and making, in my mind, that's like music and politics.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Like music and society, music and community. Like were those kind of the parameters of the zines you were doing, or?
Yeah. Punk zines. Like I would always pick up like Punk Planet at, I mean, the closest thing to like a zine store or like independent bookstore felt like Tower Records near where I lived in Orange County. So that's where I picked up a lot of them. And then eventually like you find these zines that are just about other zines, like Fact Sheet 5 was one
I remember Fact Sheet
that
5,
was big at the time, which is just a directory of other zines with like a brief, like maybe like 2-sentence description of what the zine's about. And it, lists of like thousands and thousands of zines. And so I would like pour over.
It was like
those.
Zine Google before.
Yeah.
Google.
Totally.
Which is great, just an index.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, cool
and then,
stuff.
you send in your zines and they'll let other people know, and then
Amazing.
You'll get a couple bucks in the mail so that you can send your zine to whoever saw it there.
Did you get in?
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, there was a low barrier to entry. Yeah. For sure.
Like it'd be more remarkable if you didn't get in.
Right.
Okay, so these are like your teen years in Orange County. What else before we take you out of Orange County? Like, what other kinds of things were you into? Like, what crowds did you hang out? Like, you were in. You mentioned punk, and we've talked about music. Like, what venues were you going? What bands did you see that might have had an impression on you?
Coos Cafe was one of the places that we would go. I remember like we did this like girl empowerment day that was like self-defense classes, a little zine fest.
Yes.
And that was with my friends who were in Riot Grrrl. That left a big impression. That was like big day for me. And that I still remember. But I was like looking for, I was a seeker for sure. I also like dabbled in like the rave scene down there.
90s rave scene?
Yeah, never really got beyond like Candy Kids. Okay. Which not like
no, that's okay. Some listeners will know what this is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just did the over my head gesture because
Gotcha.
I know of rave culture. I don't know rave culture.
Yeah. I feel like Candy Kids at the time was like in the hierarchy, like the people that were taken the least seriously. And I was definitely one of those. I was interested, you were wearing a lot of like candy, like pacifiers
Yep.
is a big part of it. And yeah, just, huge pants that maybe your friends made on their parents' sewing machines, and then like getting in your parents' minivan and driving up to LA or out to the desert where the parties were happening.
Yeah. There's a common thread of DIY here, right? Like between those two kind of subcultures.
Yeah.
DIY, which I think also ties into like punk and questioning the powers that be and the systems that be.
Looking for something that doesn't exist, so you want to kind of like
make community out of, and you're like 16, which is bananas. Look, for me in hindsight, it's bananas that we did anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, totally.
That I wasn't just fucking off all the time.
We got some shit done. So, I mean, we need to, youth liberation is something that needs to happen. We need to like take kids more seriously.
Hell yeah. Hell yes. Okay, anything else we should talk about before I know what you did next, because you kind of dropped a hint, but before we take you out of Southern California, anything else you want to throw in?
I mean, just kind of a loner, like that. Okay. Not, again, seeking, probably collectives, seeking like some affirmation that like I was, low or lack of self-confidence, okay. Lots of acne. I'm like just like throwing some things out there. I'm like, what are some major
no, but those are hurdles to overcome, right?
Sure,
from childhood. Those are things to overcome.
And then I definitely have I'm still going to a lot of therapy where inevitably like things like growing up as I'm Hafu. We used to call it like Hapa, but you don't call it that anymore. Japanese and white, and just kind of feeling like you don't fit in, and
into either.
Yeah.
I hear that a lot.
And also being like gay, I was very a lot of self-loathing around those two things, those identity things when I was younger that I have thankfully grown past, but definitely were formative for me.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm guessing like you've done a lot of work. The world has also changed. I think baby steps better.
Yeah.
It always feels like one step forward, two steps back. But like the world is different. You're different. You're an adult now.
Yeah.
But also don't want to discount work that you must have done.
Yeah. I mean, it took a minute. Yeah. Like I was like, I feel like, I had like some U-turns. Like in college, I was like really in love with my roommate at college, and he was totally straight, and there was just no chance. But I spent like the next 4 years after being like freshman roommates trying to like impress, and that is not something that I would recommend to anybody.
Right. Well, you've heard the thing about like when we're about 27 or so is when our brain has finished forming. It's like one of the parts of the brain. Don't quote me on this. I'm not a doctor or a scientist, but I keep hearing that. It's like, and I was like, yeah, everything I did before 27, as confident as I might have been in anything.
Yeah.
I wasn't there yet.
Oh, totally.
Not that I'm there now, but like,
yeah, no,
it's different.
I mean,
it's different.
That's so, yeah, no, it's very true. Yeah, I feel like such a different person than I was at that point in life, and I'm so thankful for that. For like, I want to stay like an open-minded, curious person as long as I live. I would be so sad to look back and say like, oh, at whatever age like I stopped being interested in like learning about stuff around me. It would also make like for a really bad podcaster, I think. Yeah.
Right. I was gonna say, so far so good from what I've heard and seen of what you do.
Thank you.
Curiosity is like at the top of what I would ascribe to you. Okay, so it's time to go to college.
Yes.
Besides the different weather, what
Yeah.
was it about Portland that you're like, let's go there?
Yeah, I mean, I think like I thought like, oh, like Portland, Olympia, Seattle, like grunge, still like the vestiges of that were still lingering around when I went to school, which was in 2001.
Let's say this is early aughts.
Yeah.
Yeah, right around 9/11.
Yeah, just after.
shit.
Yeah. I know. I went to my first like big protest. I'd been to protests in Orange County. Actually, yeah, like I sought out that kind of thing in particular. I ended up going to all these free Tibet protests. Now I'm like, was that just anti-China propaganda that I got? I don't know. But at the time, free Tibet was huge.
Totally.
Like there were festivals. Like the Beastie Boys did those festivals around it.
I always think of the Beastie Boys.
Yeah. But in any case, like the first big protest was in Portland. Yeah, it was as the U.S. was entering into war with Iraq.
Oh, it was right away. Well, Afghanistan. It was like
sorry.
right away. You're like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. And so, besides going to protests, besides being possibly infatuated with a roommate, what other kinds of things did you discover about your first new home? Right.
Yeah, I
You were
mean,
there for 4 years, you said?
yeah.
Okay. So that's...
I went to school for 4 years, and then I ended up staying. Like, got a job at like a magazine for like that was about like ecology for K-12 students.
Okay.
And and I was in a bunch of bands at the time.
Nice. Wait, what do you play? We
I
didn't talk about that.
I did one show where I played guitar, which I'd been trying to learn, and then we like all decided that I should not be playing guitar. So after that point, I started. I was writing some of the music, I was singing, and I played some tambourine.
Okay. So mostly vocals and a little bit of percussion on tambourine.
Yeah.
Okay, so bands in Portland?
In Portland, it felt like everybody was in sort of like bluegrass, or what we were doing. It was like alt country at the time, and it was me, a really short dude, and my friend who gets around in a wheelchair, and we were like the minority crew on stage. Portland is very white.
Yes, it is. Yes, that's one of the things about
so
it.
at the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I ended up leaving in 2006
Okay.
for SF.
Okay, that's a perfect segue to what the heck brought you here.
So a job. Yeah, I ended up getting an editing job. It feels like so quaint to talk about like being able to make a living off of writing in 2026.
Correct.
But in 2006, that was possible. So I got a job as an editor for what was like, it was a light green living publication where the target audience was, as it said in like the marketing materials, was yoga moms who drive their hybrid SUVs to Whole Foods. Oh, man. So like that is a market, and it was a big market in 2006.
It also sounds like an episode of Portlandia.
Yeah, totally. For sure.
Amazing. You said you got a job editing words.
Yes, it was like a
that's
daily...
what I do.
Oh, for real?
I've done that for way too long, but yeah.
Right on.
That's always been my adult profession.
Dope. Yeah, I mean, like I'm like anyone that can get that kind of job and make it a full-time gig, like keep doing it. I mean, it's needed. Like we need more people who are interested in doing these editing jobs. Like I know they're trying to push everything onto AI, but that's not going to work.
No. I've found it's easier when you do that kind of work outside of journalism. As important as it is to journalism, and I fully respect most journalists, if not their employers. But other professions, if you can find that work, pay better.
Yes. Well, I also like more and more, the more that I do journalism that I care about, because at the time, like I did think that we were like at this, the Yoga Mom focused publication called idealbite.com, which basically sent out like tip a day on how to go green. But like a lot of the tips would be like, just buy this thing. And ultimately, I don't think you can buy your way to, healthy planet. I think that's clear.
Yeah.
So I do wonder if we did more bad than good, trying to sell this like kind of capitalist version of light green living is what they called it.
Right. Like it didn't really go deep at all.
No. And I guess the idea was like, oh, you make incremental changes, or you pitch the idea of green living to people who are like not in like the environmental movement at all. But I think it lets people kind of think that they're really like doing big things that are going to significantly change the future of the planet, and that's just not the case.
Right. Okay, so that's the job that brought you here. It was a job. Had you ever visited before, being born and raised in Southern California?
Yeah, of course.
Do you remember your first time? I like to hear people's first impressions of the city.
I'm like, I don't remember the first time that I came here. The first time that I remember was like I came down for like what was it? It was in college, actually, is the first time that I remember for some reason. I think there's a period of a few years where I was like really into benzodiazepines, and memory on benzodiazepines is like,
hey, at least you have an excuse. I just have a shit memory.
I do have an excuse, yeah.
I mean, it has nothing to do with drugs and alcohol, but yeah.
So in any case, the time that I remember, I think it was like I was trying to get like I really wanted to get an internship down here while I was in college in Portland, and I didn't get it, but I think it was for like PERG or like some nonprofit anyway. But I remember going to Market Street and like seeing the people in who were doing like stress tests with the Church of Scientology. And I was like, this is so interesting to me. I know no one here. I was in off Market Street, like near Powell, when there was a lot more foot traffic.
Yeah.
Like.
Were they still playing chess out there at the time?
Yeah.
I miss that.
Yeah.
That was such a cool part of my early time here.
I know. That was
so great.
That was a sign that things were going downhill, is when they like forced all of the chess players off of Market Street.
That was Toshio Meronek. We recorded this episode at Toshio's home in San Francisco. On the next Storied San Francisco, hear the rest of Toshio's story, including how they launched San Francisco. Part 2 drops this Thursday, wherever you get podcasts. Music for Storied San Francisco was produced, performed, and curated by Otis McDonald. Our contributing producer is Aaron Lim of Bitch Talk Podcast. And the show is produced and hosted by me, Jeff Hunt. Now in our 8th season, we have more than 300 episodes available on our website, storiedsf.com, or wherever you listen to podcasts. If possible, please rate and review the show. I want to know what you think. Find us on Substack for our monthly newsletter and more. And follow us on Instagram and Threads at StoriedSF. Reach us there or email us at storiedsf@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. Try to stay hopeful in these dark times. Keep being wacky, creative, and kind out there. And we'll see you next time on Storied San Francisco. We acknowledge and respect the first humans of the unceded land we call San Francisco, the Ramaytush Ohlone. We condemn the genocide of these and other tribes across the Western Hemisphere. We honor their legacy and history, and we support rematriation and sovereignty efforts.